you will notice when you grip a golf club, every one of you does the same thing. You grip that golf club, you understand? Now, look at the back of your left hand. You notice how the back of the left hand is pointing up in the sky. You see that? Now notice the club face. It is also pointing up in the sky. So what does this say? They're both going in the same direction. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have one club face here. You have two. You have a club face here, and you have a club face there. Now, which one is the most important club face? It's not that one. Not at all. I mean, people stand up over a golf shot, and they take their hands, and they do all this, and they think that face is going to take straight. It's not. It's going to go, that club face, every little movement that left hand makes is going to influence that club face. Look at it, every little movement, right here.
I said, did you know that when you played golf and you put the club down that you actually had 3 club faces? And they look at me and they say, what? I said, you know what the difference is between golf pros and regular people that play? They have no idea what their hands are doing. They have no clue. They look down at that head and man, that club's going everywhere. They have no idea what these 2 things are doing right now. They just know you push it back. You go close, you go open, you go outside, inside, short, long. What? I didn't make it. I said, no, I want you to look at this. I want you to put your hands out in front of me. Okay. I says, now, you're driving a golf cart. You're standing on the golf cart at a red light. I said, now I want you to, I hand him the club. I said, now I want you to take this club. I said, now you notice you got the club? She said, yeah. Okay, now, there's a street here on the left, the red light. I said, now, do you see where that club is facing? She said, yeah. I said, it's facing where? To that street, isn't it? She said, yeah. I said, where's the left hand facing? She said, it's to the street. I said, that's the other club face. I said, you notice how these 2 club faces? I said, so wherever this club face, see, whatever this club face does, moves that one. The hell with that club face. It's what are you going to do with this one? What? See that? I said, now you put your right hand on. I said, do you see where the palm of your right hand's facing? I said, it's facing to that street. She said, yeah. I said, look, I said, you got 3 club faces facing in the same direction. I said, that one, and this one. I said, now, you don't need any more lessons. Why? I said, you can go hit a golf ball and watch the ball. And wherever the ball goes will tell you how you turn the steering wheel. And she says, no. I said, watch. I'll tee a ball up for her. This is the God's truth. I teed the ball and I said, now there you are. Now you're in the cart and the steering wheel. And you're at a red light. And we're going left, baby. When that thing turns green, we're going left. What are you going to do with this steering wheel? She says, I'm going to turn it. That's the second lesson. I said, you got it. You don't need anything else. And she got up there, and the first shot she hit, she went like this. And she turned that steering wheel, and she hit the prettiest damn hook you ever seen in your life.